Many large industrial companies realize that no matter what his job, the American worker who has a chance to play in his off hours will invariably do a better job. Progressive companies today not only encourage their employees to take part in recreational activities, but often cooperate in providing and maintaining floodlighted playing fields for their use. Several nights each week, the employees turn out to watch games involving company teams, and the building of team spirit inevitably helps to develop a better company spirit.
Midway Ballpark is where thousands of fans once cheered on their hometown baseball team, the Kannapolis Towlers. A club sponsored by nearby Cannon Mills, once the largest producer of towels in the world. The Towlers were just one of dozens of pro mill teams that blanketed the Piedmont in the first half of the 20th century. At the turn of the 20th century, textile mills represented the vanguard of industrialization in North Carolina's rural Piedmont. In baseball, the most popular sport in the country at the time, the patriarchal textile titans saw an opportunity to provide a wholesome diversion for their employees, an inexpensive escape from the exhausting and monotonous mill work.
At that time, in the Outlaw League, they called it,
Mill baseball managers scoured the Southeast for professional outlaw players that could give them an edge.
Kannapolis, they drew a crowd. Every game they played, and it was packed. And
when an infielder for Kannapolis broke his leg sliding into third in 1936, the Kannapolis manager sought out a replacement to fill his spot. He soon found his man, Gray Clark.
So they called my dad, and he came down here. His nickname was Noisy because he never talked.
During his time in Kannapolis, it was clear that Noisy Clark was content to let his bat and glove do the talking for him.
And he wound up hitting over 300 and drove in like 30-some runs and 5 or 6 home runs, and it was in like 30 games or something like that.
He excelled in Kannapolis and everywhere else he played, including the Chicago White Sox. But he eventually moved back to Kannapolis and took a real job at Cannon Mills, where he worked for 35 years. Though the Textile League teams are now as much a memory as the mills that once supported them, their legacy lives on in the enduring popularity of baseball across North Carolina. Today, North Carolina boasts 9 minor league baseball teams, more than any other state in the U.S., except for Florida and California.
But really, to connect with the community, you have to learn the history. So the name Cannon Bars is a nod to Cannon Mills, which was here back in the day.
Matt Millward is the general manager of Kannapolis' minor league team.
It's a real rich history of baseball here in Kannapolis, and I didn't really learn it until I moved here. But previously, Cannon Mills used to sit on the site of this ballpark. But those mill teams date back to the 20s, 30s, even before that. A lot of rich rivalries.
In 2021, the Cannon Ballers, a single-A farm club of the Chicago White Sox, opened their new downtown ballpark, centerpiece of a $100 million downtown revitalization.
And originally, when they built uptown, I didn't think it was going to work too much, but man, that's beautiful up there.
The thread that connects yesterday's old mill teams with the Kannapolis baseball fans of today runs as straight and true as the chalked lines between home plate and the foul poles.
Yeah, they always say you don't know where you are today until you know where you came from. And up on our suite level, we have all kinds of pictures from the old ballparks. It might get lost. So we wanted people to know where our roots are and where we came from.
This video is sponsored by Park Point Village, a premier Axe retirement life community. Read more about Milltown baseball in the April issue of Our State magazine. And subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos just like this one.